Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Wacky Wednesday. Hey, I see I have some new followers. Thank you, SJS11 and Castle Red Fox Gaming, Captain Colorblind 52. Thank you all. You're wonderful and lovely. I can't see you over the computer. Some of you I do know in real life, though, so I know you're beautiful people. But you're all beautiful whether or not I've seen you in real life. So for this evening, we'll be doing our final superhero stream for the month. This, if nobody's seen it before, basically what I do is I go to the Superpower Wiki, and I press the random button twice, and I get two random superpowers, and I make a character out of that. So, without further ado, let's grab our first power. Get the text right. Okay. First power. Whoa. Balonikinetic. What? Okay. Balonikinetic combat. I'm gonna write this on the screen. Balonikinetic combat. I think I'm pronouncing that right. The ability to fuse balloon manipulation with physical combat. Oh my god! I got a character who's gonna fight with balloons? Okay. Alright, that's funky. Alright. Alright, let's get our second power. This is exciting. This is quite unusual. Let's see. Repulsion manipulation. The power to manipulate repulsion. The user can create, shape, and manipulate the forces of repulsion. Repulsion, so like pushing things away? Huh. Oh my god, what's going on with my computer? I apologize if my audio sounds funny and that like I'm a little wheezy tonight. It's because I went on a jog today and got all winded and the weather is cooling down, and so I took a bunch of dry, cool air into my lungs, and now I'm like so I apologize if you occasionally hear some wheezing. Don't worry, I'm not dying or struggling to breathe. That's just how I sound sometimes after I go running. All right, let's honk it out. Let's honk it out, y'all. Balonikinetic combat and repulsion manipulation. I need some examples of this before I start. Doryu from Ravemaster can utilize his Mother Dark Bring Vampire to control the effects of gravity and repulsion. What does that mean? That doesn't sound like that was entirely written by an English speaker. What? Magneto from the Marvel Comics can do this. Okay, so repulsion is just pushing things away. And balloon manipulation with physical combat. I need more examples of this. Some character from Hunter x Hunter. And at one point it says that Sora from Kingdom Hearts does balloon magic. Alrighty. That is real funky, but okay. Alright. Oh, wow. Okay. This is crazy. Gives me an idea, though. think I'll draw a female character. All the other characters I've drawn so far this month have been... a character that can blow their outfit up like a balloon and, like, bounce or repel things off of it. Hunter x Hunter. Some character in Hunter x Hunter uses this power. I gotta be honest, I tried to watch Hunter x Hunter like a little while ago, and I could not get into it. I don't know if I've talked about this on stream before, but like, before I get any further, I do apologize. I'm gonna be right back. I want to get my other screen set up so I can see any stream activity. Oh, what was that? I just heard a sound. Hi, SJS. Okay. All right, now back to drawing. Yeah, as I was saying, I didn't care much for Hunter x Hunter because it was like the whole narrative was not very consistent. Like, I watched, like, first of all, it took a ungodly amount of time to get through the, like, I watched, like, pretty far. I think I watched, like, 40 episodes. Not 4, but 4D, 10 times 4. And the characters still were taking the Hunter exam. 40 episodes in. Like, some animes are fitting to end by then, you know? And these guys still hadn't passed the Hunter exam yet. And furthermore, it didn't make sense to me that the test was so extreme and selective when it's like they're apparently so desperate for hunters, you know? Like, apparently, like, oh, we're experiencing a hunter shortage and not enough hunters are alive anymore. It's an extremely tough job and they die all the time, but like, we're also going to be really picky and not let you in, and unless you like can do these like superhuman, ridiculous, crazy things. And it's like, you can't be desperate and picky at the same time. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I wasn't real impressed with the story. Ooh. Have you guys ever seen... I just got a cool idea for this character. I don't think I'm going to give her, like, expansion balloon abilities. I think I'm just going to give her, like, the ability to summon balloons. But there's this video game that my husband plays called Guilty Gear, and there's a character in that game named Jacko, and she has this, like, cute bodysuit with bell-bottom pants. I'm going to bring her up on the screen in a second. I'm picturing, like, a kind of similar outfit. a very, like, fun and playful... kind of weird outfit. Let's see here. Just found a picture online of her. I think this is fan art, but yeah, she looks a little like this, and she has like baggy bell-bottom pants. I think I'm gonna give this character some bell-bottom pants and give her like a general... Now, Jacko doesn't have like a circus theme, but I think I'll give this character like a little bit of a circus theme. Because it's balloons! Oh man, it didn't say what kind of balloons. Like, what if this person fights with balloon animals? Huh? Maybe she fights with balloon animals. So yeah, Hunter x Hunter is an anime that, like, I just couldn't get into because the writing is, like, crazy and all over the place. Which is a shame because it's really popular and everybody loves the scary clown guy. I forget what his name is. It's not Kefka. That's a different murder clown. Oh, what is his name? Hisoka. That's it. Everybody likes that clown guy. Yes, I think this would be super funny if she was just unleashing a bunch of balloon animals. Because it didn't specify, like, just round balloons. I could have any balloon. That's a toe thumb. What if she has a crazy jester hat? She's got curly hair. Curly hair, don't care. Whoa, that's extreme curly. should do another villain to even out the villains and heroes that I've drawn, but I want to make this character a hero just because. You know? Just because balloon power is so fun. Balonikinetic. What a fancy SAT word. What kind of shirt should she have? No, I like that. Put that back. Do. If she was a villain, she'd be like a terrible Batman villain. one of the more embarrassing rogues in the gallery. I'm coming for you, Batman. I'm Balloon Animal Girl. Eh. And then Bruce would be like, I have blades on me. I could just cut you. I could make you bleed out in the street, and you're coming at me with wounds. And then because she's a 1930s Batman villain, she'd be like, yeah! I'm completely a serious threat over here. What's wrong, Batman? You took the Pennyman seriously. You took what was that one guy? Calendar Man. You took him seriously. What about me? I don't know why every 30s terrible Batman villain has that voice, but they do. They just do. And then like 90 years later, Warner Brothers is like looking for content to dredge up to make a new Batman movie. All grim, dark, and serious. And they're like, ooh, what about the Joker? Oh, we've done him to death already. What about Catwoman? Nah. What about the Penguin? Nah. He's too silly. Oh, what about well, they wouldn't say he's too silly, but they'd be like, nah, we've done the Penguin, we've done the Joker, we've done all the cool villains. Who can we dip into in this older content from the Batman universe? And they'll be like, oh, Balloon Animal Girl. Yes, Queen, making her glorious comeback. It's Balloon Animal Girl. She's gonna get a grimdark reboot, and she releases these murderous tigers and rabid dogs, and that's her grimdark reboot she makes out of balloon animals. And it's like, uh-huh. And then Batman shows up to the fight with just a really pointy stick. It's like, okay. We're really doing this, I guess. I have the most advanced arsenal of weapons in the city that technology can buy, but all I needed for this was a stick, a pointy sharp stick. Okay. Well, that's a weird looking shoe, but let me see if I can save that. I don't like that. She doesn't need a heel. What am I doing? Get the old flick back. And then just make it a little smaller. They're gonna be like, Harley Quinn? No! I'm different! I'm not Harley Quinn, okay? I'm a new clown villain. I'm a new she-clown, okay? You're just copying Harley Quinn. No! I have balloon animals, see? And I don't talk with a Queen's accent. Gah. That's Queens, New York, not the Queen of England. Give her a more distinct. There we go. These are like the hat straps. She doesn't have curls, I don't think. She's just gonna have these hat straps. Maybe I am drawing a villain. It kind of sounds like I've just made a whole story for this character. Like, she's just a really, really, like, F-tier Batman villain that no one takes seriously, so she just, like, fades into obscurity. thumb is looking a little whack. This whole hand is looking a little whack. Let's see, that's almost where I want it to be. There we go. Make this pinky finger smaller. Bam. This one nipple ass looking thumb. There we go. Fixed. Still a little funky. Maybe we'll fix that later. I'll give her some stripes on her outfit. This sleeve actually should be bigger so that balloon animals can come out of it. There we go. And this should be, yeah, this should be angled in such a way that balloon animals could come out of here. Yeah, I'm like, I wasn't sure about this at first, but now I'm feeling this narrative. She is a villain after all. She's just a really terrible villain from, like, Batman's worst era of rogues. She's from the era we don't talk about, like with Calendar Man, and oh, there was this one I don't remember. He was like Colorful Dots Man or something. It was ridiculous. And then there was another guy who was like, I'm Penny Pincher, and he was, his villain origin story was like he went broke or something. He used to be rich and then he went broke, but like all he had was a penny, and then because he had a penny he like started a life of villainy. she's about at that level. I didn't say she was an imposing villain. She's balloon animal lady. She's you know, she's working with what she has. Just like Batman's gonna work with what he has. She's like, I got balloon animals, and Batman's like, I have millions of dollars worth of lethal tech. Maybe I don't want to rob this bank after all. My apologies. Let's see. If she had like a... I need a new layer for this because I won't totally know what I'm doing. Pick a new color. Hold on, no. That's That's brown. I'm not going to draw brown tubes coming out of her sleeve. No. There we go. That's better. Oh, snap. Okay, hold on here. I actually want to accomplish. I need to move this down and maybe even smallen it so she has room for all her stupid weapons. Yo, all right. She looks like she's got like some hot dog demons at her disposal. Actually, I should just combine these layers. It'll get messy if they're on separate layers. There. Let's see. One moment, please, while I look up what a balloon animal looks like. Okay. I was drawing some balloon animals that don't totally look like balloon animals, but I'll fix that now. Welcome to anyone who might have just joined the stream. I am picking up with the monthly challenge that I've assigned myself where I draw a superpower, or I draw a superhero or supervillain character based on 2 random superpowers. And tonight's powers are Balonikinetic combat, so fighting with balloons, and repulsion manipulation. And I just realized she, instead of repelling with balloon animals, instead of actually, like, the balloon animals doing it, she has so much static electricity built up in her body from carrying around these these balloon animals that she's got static electricity that repels. Yeah. That's how she repels. Okay, she's a little more dangerous now. I forgot about the second part. I was so focused on her balloon animals that I almost forgot to add the other power. But we have rectified. I know balloon animals don't normally have little X's on their face, but I want to keep that just because it makes them look more sinister. This one has claws. I could make her face a little more sinister as well. Because we've pretty well decided she's a villain now, even though she'd be a terrible, terrible villain. No one said you had to be effective at your job. You just have to commit. She just looks like she's having fun. She needs to look like she's having evil fun. Give her meanie brows. As you know, you got them meanie brows. That means you're evil. Yup. Facts of life. Rules of nature. I didn't make them. I just calls them as I sees them. My arms are so sore. I lifted weights yesterday for the first time in like a really long time. And I think I was like very dehydrated when I went to do it. And oh, jeez. It's so painful. There's like just, oh, that looks weird. It's like there's just this dull ache in my arms. It's like in my shoulders, my biceps. Yeah, alright. Yeah. Looking pretty villainous now. Need to move this a little bit. There we go. Excuse me. One moment, please, whilst I pick a brush. Ooh. Oh, I think I've used this brush before. Yeah, I like this brush. Do the outline in this color. This has been fun. I'm gonna definitely do this challenge again. It's fun, like trying to puzzle out a whole character on the spot like that. I was a little nervous to do this kind of improvisational work, but I've been enjoying it. I need this little. This is still too visible. All right. And colors wise, I'm thinking a lot of yellow, orange, and pink circus colors. What an absolutely wild set of powers. Something about this eye looks funky. There we go. That looks a little better. Maybe I'll even... move this over. Yeah. This is her most menacing balloon animal. It has claws. So the other day, my husband and we watched the new episodes of Bee and Puppy Cat on Netflix. I had never seen it before. My husband has seen it, and he said he didn't care for it much. It was like, it was too slice of life for him. And, okay, so like we watched the first episode of this new set of episodes, and I don't know what I was expecting, but it was like not at all what I was expecting. It was weird. Like, definitely there was some slice of life elements in there, but then there was also all this like surreal stuff that I kind of liked. But then there were things about the show, just like weird, like, I guess they're continuity errors kind of, that bothered me a little bit. Like, there's a scene in the first episode where Bee is like trying to put this fire out at the bakery she works at, and she just goes in and starts punching the fire, and she just punches it until the bakery almost burns down, and her fists turn purple from being burnt by the fire, and she's not fazed at any point by this. So it's like, what? Like she's not supposed to have superpowers. Like she's just a normal young lady. And like all this stuff happens throughout the episode, and she just kind of doesn't have really big reactions. Like a cat falls out of the sky, and there's like some cool actiony parts where like she and the puppy cat are like attacked by something, and she just keeps the same monotone reactions every time, and it's just really weird. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if that's like intentional for her character, or if that was just like a directing choice for the voice actress. I don't know. And there was this weird part that like still it's so small, but it like bothers me a little bit, where she was cleaning up a mess in the bakery, and some broken glass like falls down, I think from a window into and onto her boots while she's not wearing them. And like they make a point to like show the glass shards are embedded in her boots. And then she like puts her boots on at the end of the day, and you hear her feet like crunch into her boots where the glass is, and she doesn't react. It's just like, okay, I'm just putting on my glass-filled boots. And then there are some scenes where she's shown walking home, and there are no glass shards in her boots, but then when she gets home, they make a point to show the glass shards in her boots again. And it's like, come on, what is this? Her shoes full of glass or not? And again, she just puts the boots on like she's not fazed by glass in her boots, and it's weird. I don't know. I have to like see more before I decide whether or not I like or dislike it. Because the first episode, like, sort of enticed me, but mostly just baffled me. I'm done with the line art here. Yeah. Just really, really strange show. And the way they would have conversations was, like, the characters would have conversations and stuff was really strange. I don't know how to, like, fully explain it, but it was like somebody would ask a question and then another character would answer. Another character would answer, and it would just be like it would kind of answer the question, but in a really, like, indirect way. It was like the dialogue was not very natural at times. That's the best way I can explain it. I wish I could give a specific example. Maybe as I watch more, I'll be able to give a specific example. Oh, crap. I'm so impatient here. I need to clean up the line art a little bit before I start a coloring. Probably, no, definitely going to change the color of the line art too. Whoa! So that's a visual problem. Let's save this and then X out of it and then come back into it. There, that fixed it. Yay. Oh man, for those of you who didn't see my last stream, at one point Photoshop just like crashed on me. But I had just saved like a minute ago, so I didn't actually lose any of my work, but I was like, what the fuck? Why did it crash? Here we go. I've had this cool idea in my head lately for a drawing. Maybe I'll draw it on stream sometime. I don't know. I don't know, like, what I'm going to do with this idea. I've been reading and looking at pictures lately of, like, quote-unquote biblically accurate angels. Like, they don't look like beautiful cherubs with bird wings and curly hair and handsome little European boy faces. A lot of them are like just flaming rings with eyeballs and things with like multiple heads and multiple eyes and freaky bodies and stuff, and it's super cool. And it got me thinking about like traditional, like, Renaissance paintings that depict biblical scenes, and how crazy those would look if if the angels were biblically accurate. Like, specifically the one I've been thinking about the most is, they call it the Annunciation, where the Virgin Mary gets announced gets the announcement from an angel that she's going to give birth to the Messiah. And how flippin' scary would that be if you are a virgin, right? You are like, I think she was like 14 or 17. I think she was like problematically young when she received this news. Imagine you're going about your business. You're just a peasant, right? Like, you're just a medieval peasant. And this scary, flaming, be-eyeballed thing comes down out of the sky and it's huge, and it's on fire, and it's talking to you. And it says, you rejoice, you will give birth to the Messiah, to the Savior of mankind, be not afraid. That would be terrifying. Like, she's a virgin, right? Like, what is this monster that's talking about her giving birth, coming out of the sky, flames and eyeballs and whatnot? That had to be terrifying. I kind of want to draw this. I want to draw the Annunciation scene, but with a biblically accurate, scary-ass angel. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of cool. It makes me think of, there was this painter, there was this somewhat rare for the time, a Renaissance painter who was a woman by the name of Artemisia Gentileschi. And she was a prolific painter. She was very fortunate that she got painting lessons at all because she was of noble descendants and her family was basically rich enough to pay for her to take the art lessons and actually like get her art promoted and seen. And she has some paintings that like I've seen that really stick with you if you look at them. Like there's another biblical scene that gets painted frequently in Renaissance paintings, and it's called Susanna and the Elders, I think. And it's a scene where, like, this random woman, I forget the story around it, but there's a woman who gets, like, basically peeped at while she's naked and bathing by a bunch of elders. And it's really terrible. Like, it's a terrible moment for her. Because I think the elders, like, were trying to marry her off earlier in the story or something. I don't remember all the details, but, like, she was being contrary and not bowing to the whim of a man. And so later they retaliated by, like, peeking at her while she was bathing, and it was shitty of them. But anyways, there's a lot of artists who have depicted this, especially from the Renaissance era. And Artemisia has painted this scene, but she paints it different from everybody else. Every other painter who was a man painted this scene where, like, the men are peeking and the woman, Susanna, is like, oh, like she's kind of posed and she looks coquettish and, like, not really that upset. And and Artemisia has painted Susanna reacting the way that somebody actually would react if they were getting peeped at while they were naked and bathing. The character Susanna is getting peeped at, and she's like, ah! And she's, like, covering herself and making this, like, frightened face. And it looks very different. It's got a whole different vibe from all the other kinds of paintings of that scene that came out of that era. I think about that sometimes. Like, I think Artemisia, I read somewhere that the painter herself was actually a victim of, I think I can say SA. She was a victim of that when she was younger. And so, you know, she would have extremely personal thoughts about this. Even if she wasn't a victim of that, you know, like, I think that's just like a brilliant thing to do in a time when everybody was trying to make, like, a titillation scene out of it. She was painting the real reaction, like the real horror and intrusion and the violation of just trying to stand up for yourself and then getting retaliated for. I that's stuck with me, that historical story, that historical figure, and I would love to, like, in homage to her, if I painted this not painted, but if I drew this Annunciation scene with a biblically accurate angel and, like, real authentic terror coming from Mary. I am not a religious person, by the way. I just, like, you know, you grow up and you hear the stories, and you become sort of familiar, especially when you study art history and you look at a lot of Renaissance paintings and whatnot. You know, you get familiar with those stories. And I was so obsessed. I remember in college I looked at a lot of Greek classical art and Renaissance paintings and Greek statues and Roman statues. That stuff informed a lot of my tastes, Baroque stuff. I'm a big fan of Baroque stuff. Things that look like Versailles Palace or Tsarskoye Selo in St. Petersburg, Russia. I love it. I live for it. And that stuff really informed my, like, artistic tastes and my artistic, like, the way I make art. I'd like to think they still do to this day. And ever since I was looking at those old paintings, you know, I love to look at those beautiful old paintings, but I often find myself wanting to, like, subvert something about it. Like, one time I took an oil painting class. This is a true story. I took an oil painting class in college. And there's this, I was trying really hard to work on hands. I think I've mentioned before, like, I try really hard to work on hands. And there was, for a project, I took this little snapshot of a painting by a Renaissance master named Caravaggio. And it was, what was that? The actual Caravaggio painting is something like, the angel Goop-de-Gop is announcing some shit to this old white man. I don't know. It's one of those. And the angel is making this, like, very curious, very, like, kind of almost playful hand gesture while he's talking to the man. I'm going to see if I can find a picture. But I was so obsessed with that painting because of the hands of the angel. Caravaggio. Angel painting? Oh, here we go. St. Matthew. No. The Inspiration of St. Matthew. I'm going to pull it up on the screen here in a second. Small. Whoa. Let me pull that up past the line art there. This painting I was, and, like, still kind of am obsessed with. For these hands. I was obsessed with these hands. And I did a little, like, recreation of really, like, just, like, this much of the painting. And I painted these hands, but I painted them as, like, robot hands. Because I wanted to just do something different with it. And I'm, like, low-key proud of that painting. That's, like, one of my favorite works that I did. I don't know if it's, like, my best work, but it was a work that I had a lot of fun with. And I just love the idea of taking these, like, old, dusty, like, ooh, this is a frou-frou Renaissance master painting, and, like, changing or subverting something about it. Like, because, you know, like, I love those paintings, but I am fully aware that those are not, like, the end-all, be-all, like, last note in fine art. Like, there's a lot of other fine art out there that is not this, like, stuffy European Western lens of creation. And I like the idea of, like, just throwing some kind of wrench in there. I'm enamored with that. Because it's very beautiful to me. Very inspiring. But I oftentimes find myself looking at it and going, oh, there's something more here. What if it was like this? What if that was changed to that, you know? Let's see. That looks pretty clean. Yep. Yes, okay. I want to give her yellow clothes. I think Artemisia Gentileschi has done some other famous paintings. Like, obviously, she's, like, mentioned in the art history books, or, like, nobody would know what she did. She has, she's done it, what was it? There's another biblical scene of, the story of, there's this biblical figure named Judith, and she is, I forget the conditions under which this happened, but basically she's a woman whose nation is being waged war on by this evil guy named Holofernes, I think. And she sneaks into his camp one day. Like, she's just a regular woman. She herself is not like a queen or a princess or anything like that. She sneaks in to seduce him and lull him into a false sense of security. And when she's done so, he falls asleep. And while he's asleep, she has an assistant. She has a chambermaid. The chambermaid is named, but I can't remember her name at the moment. They behead the General Holofernes. And then that, like, basically saves their nation. She beheads this general, and then the war stops. It's a really cool story from, like, just a woman perspective, I guess. And, of course, Artemisia Gentileschi painting that painting is really cool. Other people have depicted this scene, but nobody has really made, like, these raw facial expressions the way Artemisia did. Like, there's so much blood and nastiness when they're cutting his head off, and like he looks like he's in just shock and pain, and his like expression is so exaggerated. And I think to myself when I look at that painting, that is some personal catharsis for her. I have no doubt. She's a fascinating person to look up her artwork. Artemisia Gentileschi. I think she went on to... She's either descended from the Medicis, or she, like, went on to marry one of the Medici. She's connected to them somehow, who were, like, this powerful, wealthy family back in Renaissance Italy. But she was an extremely talented Renaissance master in her own right, standing on a stage where normally women were not allowed to stand on a stage, and painting pictures in her own way, in her own iconic, like, visceral, like, raw way, is really cool. She painted several paintings of that scene, if I'm not mistaken. All of them are, like, way gorier than the average depiction of that scene, too. I think she has a couple, like a series of them. It's like her, like, cutting the head off, and then her, like, leaving the enemy's tent with the head, and then, like, the scene right before she cuts his head off. She, like, worked on this as a series. She made a body of work around decapitating a man. And I shouldn't say, that is to say, she made a body of work around decapitating a violent tyrant that had to be cathartic for her. What's my next color move? Dark orange. Oh, that, I don't like that. I'm definitely going to have to change the color of this line art. Actually, she needs some obnoxious clown colors. Pink. I like painting. I like painting in oils and acrylics. I haven't done it in a while, though. Oil paints are expensive. Oh, man. Don't take an oil class. Don't take an oil painting class unless you are, like, serious about it, because you will literally, like, just to get the basic materials your first time, you will literally spend, like, $300 or $400 more, actually. With inflation, you will probably spend, like, even more. You will spend, like, several $100s. And that's just on paints. That doesn't count paint brushes, canvases, easel, like a box to hold all your crap. Like, it's so fun, though. Oil painting is very satisfying. And it's surprisingly forgiving. Like, you'd think, like, it's very precious and you can't mess up. But it takes a long time for oil paints to dry. It takes, like, at least a couple of days for oil paints to completely dry if it's not, like, just caked on. I know that's, like, some people's painting style. That's not really my painting style. But because it takes longer to dry, it's actually more forgiving because you can scrape it off and try again. Whereas if you're painting with, like, acrylic, it dries, like, 5 minutes after you lay it down, and you're like, oh, that's just there now. Forever. What the hell? There we go. What color should her lips be? I like that as a skin color. I might just leave her skin like that. She is the most ineffective clown. Ineffective clown supervillain. That's not quite what I need. Yeah, I definitely need to change the colors of the outline. Now for these balloon animals. See, there's a few more areas I'm gonna have to clean up when I'm finishing up. Actually, I think I'm going to change one of these colors. Oh, wait. Yeah. I want a blue one. Then I want a green one. I'm getting hungry. I need to eat dinner when this is done. Dope. All right. So tired. Now it's time for highlights and shadows. That'll do. Ooh, let's fix the oops. Balonikinetic combat. Let's fix the line art. Kinda like that. Yeah, I'll go with that. All right. She has colorful pants. This is going to be difficult to make shadows for. Yes. That's too dark. I don't think I like that. There we go. That's weird. Yeah, there we go. Not like that. This is tricky. Phew. All right. I think that's gonna do it for me this evening. Time to log off and get some dinner. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into the stream. Thank you for everybody who's followed, who's chatted, who's supported. It really means a lot since I'm such a small potato streamer. It's really cool to know that people actually want to come and look at my art. It feels really cool. I really appreciate you guys' support. That will do it. This is the final superhero stream challenge that I'm going to do. And then in October, I will be doing Inktober, where I've prepared some sketches. I have a handful of sketches according to the Inktober prompts, and I'll be drawing I probably am going to draw like 2 or 3 sketches every Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. I'll post some updates on my Facebook page when with more details when like that's more solid and decided. So for now, I will be signing off. Thank you all once again. Have a good evening. Goodbye.